So this combine's already been aired out.
Yeah, they've blown it out with an air compressor and a backpack blower, typically, if a farm itself blows it out. So they'll blow out underneath the pulleys, on the sides, the threshing compartment. They'll blow out the rock trap underneath the snout. They'll blow out the engine compartment and bay up here. And these guys here have actually taken the shields off that go over the screws there.
Okay.
So that'll make it easier for us to flush the grain and stuff out, but a little bit harder to walk around here.
Okay. And then, so what's this apparatus here?
So this is where the grain comes into the tank.
Okay.
So it comes in the snout, takes it through, threshes it, beats all the grain off of the cob. The cob comes out the back, and then it piles the grain up in the bottom, sends an auger underneath over, sends it up into here. It falls into the grain tank here, and then these screws down here take all the grain to the side, which sends it out to the auger arm to offload it.
Okay. And then, so is there any specific method to clean this kind of section out, since we're not small enough to get in there, or is there any proper protocol?
So we'll soap the majority of this from pretty much standing right here, and then once I actually get inside of here, I'll wrap my hose around the unload auger there so it doesn't go away from me. Then I'll actually stand here and rinse the other areas that I really can't get.
Okay.
I don't try to stand in the grain tank here because, one, those guards are off, so that's a little harder to stand. Even with the guards on, it's really hard to stand in here because everything's slanted.
Right. And then, so as far as like risk management and like damage control on these combines, is there anything that we could really fuck up?
Not something that is already a potential problem. As far as, you know, electrical connections and stuff like that, they should be weather tight and sealed. If they're not, then that can be a potential issue, but you have literally no idea to know if something is going to be a weather tight connector or not.
Okay.
So realistically, with 1,000, 1,300 PSI, you really can't mess anything up. You know, ECM boxes and brain boxes, you just really want to pass over enough to do the job, but you don't really have a whole lot of build up on something like that in the first place, typically.
Because they're pretty well tucked away.
Yeah, and they should, again, be a sealed component. Everything on a new ag piece of equipment like this should be designed to withstand the roughest conditions. It's wet, it's dry, it's hot, it's cold, there's gobs of dust, there's so much dust and fine debris. I mean, this is only the stuff that sticks to the machine, let alone what it encounters on a daily basis.
And so what's all this stuff that we kind of see built up around here? Is this just a mixture of field dust and fertilizers,
dust, the chaff, and everything that just comes out of the field, because it pulls all that crop in and it pretty much rips it apart to thresh the grain from the plant, and then chucks what's left out the back. So there's a lot of dust and debris, a lot of electrostatics with all of that. That's the reason why so many of the combines and stuff have chains hooked onto the rear axle and everything, is to help ground the machine.
Okay.
Because, you know, all this electrostatic charge and all the fine particles are a huge fire hazard. That's why you see so many combines catch on fire and stuff, because they have all this really dry crop material, and you take one hot bearing, one, you know, wire that rubs on something and starts to spark a little bit, that doesn't, you know, blow a fuse or something like that, and it's under one of these compartments with little airflow. I mean, it's just like a tinderbox.
Okay, so washing combines and this service that we provide to farmers is not just about the aesthetics of their equipment. It truly is about protecting the equipment and getting more life and longer life out of the equipment, and most importantly, to make some of these farmers' lives hell of a lot easier after they've been slaving away in the fields all year.
Because a lot of guys just don't have time to come back and do this. You finish up with harvest, and then you go into fertilizing. You gotta haul stuff, you gotta still haul grain in, you've gotta get other repairs and stuff done, you've gotta get some of your other stuff winterized and put away from the year. So even though harvest is over, you're almost busier after harvest than you are during harvest sometimes.
Okay. Well, we'll move on down and we'll show you a couple other little areas that we look out for and maybe some tricky things that you may overlook or not know.
Cabs are always really fun.
The cabs.
Yeah, the best way is once you do the grain tank, then you go to the cab, then you get the front 3 sides of those shields, and the cab just has so much. The cabs are usually almost black,
Okay.
just from all the stuff that lands on
And so
them.
do you do the cab from up here?
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
Do you
yeah.
want to show us where that's at?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to attempt to hold this phone and come over here with you. Without my glasses on it.
These guys are in pretty good place.
Are they? Oh yeah, that's slick.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that's
nothing on this is really level. It's all really slick. Really slick.
Oh, I see.
And so half the fun is,
It's figuring out where to stand and how
Yeah.
not to fall.
yeah. So once you that was tricky just to get up here to it. Yeah, this cab is black and covered in corn, just like I imagined.
All right. Yep.
Now, they are typically black, and some have more corn on top of them than others, but this allows you to get the front side of these shields, this outer lip here, and stuff like that. So
All right.
combine